It was disgusting.
What was your take on it?
A roast is supposed to, traditionally a roast, like the Friars Club roast, was between friends.
Yeah.
It was friends ribbing each other and trying to get one up on each other. And for fun, it was based on friendship and mutual respect. Roasts now are not that. It's just a media whore fest. You know, it's just a bunch of people reading, like, they're just standing there reading teleprompters.
Yeah, and it feels weird. Like, it doesn't feel like a joke. It doesn't feel,
There's no way in a million years that Kevin Hart and Tony Hinchcliffe hang out. They're not friends.
It seems like those people didn't even belong. It seems like it was hodgepodge together. It didn't feel authentic
It was Netflix putting the hot white guys of the moment on Kevin's roast. Tony Hinchcliffe and the other dude, what's his name?
Ross?
Shane Gillis.
In what world are these guys friends? So that is why, you know, I didn't like it. Like, I don't like roasts anyway. I feel they're mean-spirited and gross, and that's why I've never done one.
Yeah, you don't have to go. That's another thing.
You don't have to.
Because you weren't there, right?
No, I was at the Flavor Flav roast with Cat Williams years ago.
Yeah.
And it was Jimmy Kimmel. It was Ice-T.
And I didn't like that one either. But those are roasts.
Yeah.
And I know that's what roasts are about.
Yeah.
Look, some jokes were very off the, you know, they were off color, and I laughed at some of them.
Yeah.
And I'm not even that mad about the roasting of Cheryl's dead husband, because that is what these mean-spirited roasts are about.
Yeah.
And it's about, I mean, I find it gross and I would never do it, but that's what it's about.
Yeah, it's about.
I understand that. But I did not like these white guys talking about Cheryl's skin.
Yeah.
That is racism. I don't care if you're, there's certain things I just won't stand for.
Yeah.
There's stuff that you can do within the family. I don't even like it within the family.
Right.
I don't even like black people doing "you're so black" jokes to other black people.
Yeah.
Because it's based in colorism. It's based in plantation.
Yeah.
Field
slave.
In the name of a joke.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna pass that down.
Yeah.
It's passed down from the plantation hierarchy. So I don't like that stuff anyway. But I get it.
Yeah.
Within the family.
Yeah.
And on a roast within the family. But I didn't like that these white people were comfortable enough.
So awkward.
That's what I don't like. This is what makes me go, how are these white boys so comfortable
Yeah.
to be telling these kind of jokes in front of black audience, in front of arguably the biggest black comedian on the planet?
Yeah.
They were too comfortable. No white comic can ever sit next to me and do no talking about slave ship. And
What would you have done if you were there? If that
if I was there, I would have left.
Yeah.
But I would not, if I'd known that Tony Hinchcliffe was going to be on that roast, I would not have been. I mean, Wanda Sykes turned it down, and I'm sure she did.
Chris Rock, Wanda Sykes.
Because I'm sure they were like,
turned it down.
You got Tony, you got the guy that was at the MAGA KKK rally.
Yeah.
On this roast.
And he's go there. That's what he does.
And that's what he does.
That's what he does.
I was expecting
people
something
like, why are you so mad at Kevin and not mad at the guy that said the jokes? Because the guy that said the joke is going to say those jokes.
That's what he said.
He was at a Trump rally doing those jokes.
Yeah.
I'm not going to blame him.
Yeah.
Because he's a racist.
Yeah.
You don't blame the racist for being a racist. He's a racist. But you don't bring him into your hallowed space. I'm not going to bring a racist to my house.
Right.
And then get mad when he's racist.
It felt like, I don't know if everybody else felt the same way, but I know when I watched it, I even I think I hit you up, CJ, and I was like, yo, this thing it was so flat to me. It was so awkward.
Yeah.
But when Cheryl Underwood stood up, and she's like, do y'all know where y'all at? We in England. If you ever step out, and when I start seeing her hair fly, it took me back to I said, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And I was so happy, not just because, she's the homie, but because I know she's been doing the show for so long.
Yeah.
And then to get back out of it, it's almost like a semi coming out of retirement.
Well, she called me and she's been wanting to.
Killed it.
The past couple months, she's been calling me about comedy clubs and all that, because she has been away from it for a long time.
Yeah.
So to get back into the swing of things, especially live performance, people will be like, "Oh, you're on a talk show, but we don't really know."
Yeah.
It's weird.
She had this massive history,
but
everybody knew.
But a roast
And she's from Chicago,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But she's a stand-up comic. But this, and I talked to her.
I think it was beneath her. I understand.
You thought the roast was beneath her?
I think the roast was it should have been comics who were actually friends.
No doubt. No doubt.
It should have been a celebration of Kevin.
There should have been more black comics, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There should have been more.
And where were the gays? They got MAGA represented. Where were the gays?
Right.
They're doing all these jokes about sucking each other's dicks and sitting on each other's laps and licking nipples, and The Rock is trying to get Kevin Hart to sit on his lap. But there's not a single gay there. There's no gays. Kevin's got no gay friends. There's no gay friends. Nothing. So, you know, I didn't like that aspect of it. I did not like, because it was that George Floyd joke. I don't care. People go, it was jokes. Why can't comedians? But
it was unnecessary.
They got mad at Charlie Kirk.
Had nothing to do with that roast.
Yeah.
It's a roast of Kevin.
Right.
I did not get angry at the jokes about Kevin's dad and his parents and all that kind of, because that's what roasts are about.
Yes.
I didn't get angry about the jokes about Cheryl's husband. That's what horrible roasting is about. But the George Floyd joke was, he just said it because he could, because he was comfortable.
Do you know any of the writers for that? Did you know any of them?
No, I know Tony Hinchcliffe.
Yeah. I know.
And Tony Hinchcliffe was never like that before. He was never like that before.
Yeah, I did.
He wasn't. I used to see him at the cellar all the time.
Yeah.
These white boys are just doing this race because it makes money now. That's what's in right now. This is the political climate we're in.
Yeah.
And all these mediocre white male comics who were getting nothing before has suddenly become Joe Rogan friggin' sycophants, and are now switching to this right-wing racist comedy because that's what elevates them.
There's a lot of comics switching over to that
That's
we
what
knew were
elevates
not
them.
like that. Yeah.
Look how Tony Hinchcliffe has gone like this.
Yeah.
From switching to that kind of comedy. And it literally is just a money move. It's just a business move. Whether he's truly a racist or not, who knows?
But isn't that kind of the same thing too, like with Trump? Because Trump used to be considered like a Democrat, and then moved.
Well, Trump used to be around black people and rappers and blah blah blah.
Oh, Trump was always a racist, but he
was always a racist. But there's racists that hang around you now. There's racists that hang around you now. They just know when to do it and when not.
Yeah, but now the Pandora's box has been opened.
Oh yeah, it's like,
and you know, and now they feel vindicated. They feel
they're like.
They've been emboldened. They've been emboldened.
No doubt.
And so, you know, these white comics who kept their racism under wraps are suddenly like, now I can say what I really feel.
Yeah. You talked about Chelsea Handler in your you went on for a while on Instagram.
She's a horrible woman.
You said, what did she do to you?
What happened?
Horrible.
What happened?
I mean, she was great on the roast.
Yeah.
And I give her that. She was very funny and she was good, and I enjoyed what she did. She was horrible to me. I was on Chelsea lately because at the time her show was the biggest show.
This the Netflix show, the Netflix one?
Was it on Netflix?
No. This was
Comedy Central.
Comedy Central. It was on E.
It was on E.
And because I did it a few times.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was Chelsea Lately show, and that was the show that if you got on there as a few times as a comic, it could elevate you. Joe Coy blew up from it.
Joe Coy, yep.
You know, Lonnie Love was on there a lot.
Lonnie Love.
Yeah. Love Lonnie.
And I watched the show, and you know, and my manager was like, that's the show you need to get on, because I was in America, newly in America, trying to get my foothold on the market. And so Chelsea Lately was a show to do. And I watched the show, and I did not like the way that they were doing Lonnie Love on that show. I didn't like it, because they're always calling her names like, oh, you're fat, and you're this, and you're that. And I know that they were friends and whatever, but I just found it distasteful. The way, and Chelsea would do that to Lonnie, and then white male comics who were guests on the show would then start disrespecting Lonnie. And I'd be watching the show going, you wouldn't even be good enough to open for Lonnie. Why are you talking to her like that?
Right.
So I didn't like that.
Right.
Anyway, my manager got me on the show.
Yeah.
I come on the show, and in my mind, I'm like, you ain't gonna be disrespecting me on this show. I'm gonna come on, I'm gonna do my jokes, and I'm gonna be funny. I'm not going to disrespect you, but I'm not going to allow you to disrespect me. Yeah. So I came on the show. Now, before the show, Chelsea's walking up and down the hallway. She don't say hello to me. She walks past me, doesn't acknowledge me at all. Now, she knows I'm coming on the show. I'm there. Like, when people are coming on my shows, like when we had guest actors on Bob Hart, I'd come up and I'd be like, thank you for coming on the show. Have a good time, blah, 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 anything you need. Yeah. And I was the showrunner, but I'd come out and meet
cordial manners,
right?
Yeah.
I'm on the show. I'm a guest on the show. She walks past me in the hallway, just doesn't acknowledge me at all before the show. Not a hello, nothing. So we get in front of the camera. As soon as the camera comes on, she's saying things like, well, welcome to our country. I mean, you can go back and find the episode. Wow. She kept saying things like, welcome to our country, and saying stuff like that. And I was like, I see what you're trying to do, Chelsea.
Oh, she was trying to rage bait you?
But I'm not doing it.
She was rage baiting you?
I just aimed all my jokes at the audience. I go, ha ha, Chelsea. Jokes to the audience. Oh yeah, right, Chelsea. Jokes to the audience. So I was killing. I killed.
Yeah.
I came off. One of the producers.
Oh, whose phone is that? Mine. Kung Fu fighting.
What a horrible ringtone.
My phone is... Dante set it up.
I hope the camera picked that up.
Kung Fu fighting?
Kung Fu fighting. Guys.
Oh.
But anyway, so the cameras come on, so I just play the audience. I acknowledge Chelsea in the show and pretend like I'm having a good time with her, but I'm aiming my jokes at the audience. And I'm doing well. I come off, my manager came with me, because she was like, oh my God, she came with me, and I come off and she was like, God, it's really good. And then the producer comes off and goes, oh my God, you're so good. We're gonna get you back. And I knew I was good because I come from England where I've been doing panel shows my entire career.
Yes.
So I know how to do panel shows.
Yeah.
So I wasn't nervous at all because I was like, oh, I've done panel shows a million times. I'm good at this. So I had all my jokes written. They'd sent me the jokes like, you know, they send me the
subject matters.
Like 2 hours before. So I had quickly written up some stuff and I had to, anyway, so the producer comes up after the show, goes, yeah, that was great, love it, we've got to get you back. I'm excited, I go home, I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna be on Chelsea lately, you know, it's gonna be good, it will help me get into the comedy clubs in America, this is gonna be awesome. Jody, my manager, calls her the next day, all excited, so when can Gina get back on to do another set? And the same producer who said to me the day before, oh my God, that was so good.
Yeah.
We've got to get you back. That was, you spoke when you didn't sit there and freeze under the lights. It was great. Same producer goes, Chelsea didn't understand her accent.
What?
That's what the producer said to my manager. Chelsea didn't understand her accent. And I was like, but I did my jokes.
In front of her.
I got to the punchlines, the audience laughed. How do you know? And I'd been in America probably 2 years at this point, doing sets all around Hollywood.
Yeah.
So like,
and you had never gotten that feedback that nobody.
Never.
Yeah.
How do you not understand what? I think we can all understand what I'm saying. What
Yeah,
do you think?
right.
You speak English.
So I'm basically, I'm like,
England.
because I wasn't willing to let her abuse me on the show, and because I just was like, she didn't want me back on the show. And I never got to appear on the Chelsea Lately show again.
Wow.
And so I was like, this was my only opportunity to get, and I've never liked her since then. She was awful.
Wow.
She was awful.
Wow. You call him up out. I love it.
I don't give a Listen, I'll call out all those racists.
Yeah.
That green room, I wouldn't do the green room.
Why?
The green room back in the day?
What was that guy's name? Paul
Provenza. Yeah, I did that.
Ass mother.
Wow.
Talk about it.
He used to come to England and do shows at the comedy clubs before he was super famous.
Right.
And we were at this comedy club called Jongleurs. And they were a chain of comedy clubs. They had 17 clubs all over. They paid my mortgage for 5 years because I worked for them consistently.
Yeah.
And we were backstage at Jongleurs Comedy Club. And Paul Provenza was having a conversation with a white comic. And he said the N-word.
He's got that obsession.
So I stopped and I was like, Paul, I'd rather you not use that word in front of me. I find it uncomfortable and I really don't want to hear that word in front of me. Paul got in my face like this, stood over me. It's just a f***ing word. And he shouted it in my face.
What?
And there were 3 other white comics in the room.
Damn.
And none of them did anything. Just spat and he shouted it in my face. It's just a word. And he shouted it in my face 3 times.
Wow. Damn.
And I was a young comic at the time. I was new in the game. So I just got up and I left the room, went and did my set, and then spoke to the woman who booked the Jongleurs Clubs, and I said, never put me on a show with that man again, right? And that was years ago. And then fast forward 12 years later, now I've moved to America. I've forgotten about it because there was lots of racist incidents over the years with various comics. It happened a lot. And I worked in engineering, so...
And it's you're a woman, because like with a lot of us, the male comics, they don't open their mouth with that.
Well, I was a young black woman in a room full of white men. Of course,
they don't do it around us.
So like, how do you,
So I had no one there. Yeah. So he knew he could do that. So anyways, I left. Fast forward, I forgot about it because it was years on, and lots of racist incidents happened over the years. So I just moved on from it. I worked in engineering. I had way worse than that on my day job. So I moved on. But years later, I'm in America. My manager calls me and goes, so they'd like you to come on the green room. And I'd forgotten about that incident, but my body, when I say my body just went like this. And I went, no, I don't want to do it. And my manager was like, but why? It's the green room, it's a nice little And I was like, no thanks. And I'd forgotten why, but I immediately reacted to it. And I was like, no, I don't want to do that show. And I never did the green room. And it wasn't until 2 years after that I went, oh, that's why I didn't want to do the green room.
Right.
Because of what happened with this guy back in England in the early 2000s.
Yo, it's finally here. Yes. We are dropping our lifestyle merch. 154 is here. It's hot. Come get it. Bam. Ain't no place like home. Ain't no place like home.